It's been a minute since I've asked you guys this, but if you aren't already, please subscribe. As all YouTubers show, about 64% of people are not subscribed watching this right now, but just by hitting that button, it helps this channel out a lot. The world, US, you better not be Halo maxing right now. Meanwhile, the US, there's the Halo chopper. We got that. The Spartan armor, we pretty much got that too. Just to cap it all off, the United Nations Space Command, the US Space Force is pretty much the same. And if you think that's crazy, just wait till we start Helldivers maxing. Main enemies to the US military in movies. US Marines fighting aliens, US Army fighting zombies, the US Navy fighting Megatron, or just anything along the lines of Pacific Rim, and finally, the Air Force fighting Godzilla. But no one is portrayed as completely useless as the US Army is against zombies. It's actually not even realistic anymore. I just want to see one zombie movie where, like, tanks just completely obliterate the zombie horde. Like, that'd probably be the most accurate thing. Life made us friends, but hating Russia made us brothers. Who would have guessed the European Union here and Ukraine coming together as homies to defeat Russia? Actually, a lot of people predicted that. Expansion of military alliance can't be wholesome. Meanwhile, in Northern Europe, Finland and Sweden finally coming together. And here they are in, I guess, NATO. I actually didn't know this day would come. Hungary, the last holdout, finally approved NATO bid. Finally, the memes have become a reality. The Baltic Sea is now just known as NATO Lake. Live Russian reaction. Unfortunately for Indonesia, India was a big popular civilization who influenced others. Here they are with the Langkasuka Kingdom, as well as mainland Southeast Asia, Indo-Greek kingdoms. Here they are as Greater India. Yeah, Indonesia's kind of getting left out here. I was just reading this post recently. Considering Indonesian population, we just really don't talk about these islands enough. I would say even Pakistan, we talk about way more. Where's the Indonesian love at down here? Yes, India is just the Asian Chad. Shrek leading Serbian army in the Battle of Kosovo against the Ottomans, 1389. Oh man, is this what makes the Serbians so powerful? Where was he when the US bombed them in the 90s though? What America thinks Europe is, what Europe thinks Germany is, what Germany thinks Bavaria is, meanwhile what Bavaria actually is. And this is why I love Europe. This is all of Europe, right? I'm an American. Unironically though, I do admit I absolutely love this stuff. Pump it into my veins. I mentioned this before, but part of the reason why the US thinks of all of Germany as just Bavaria is because after World War II, American troops were stationed in Bavaria. This is obviously an Allied occupied Germany, but this is where we were, and that's why when American troops came back home, they thought, oh, the entire country's like this, even though that stuff can really only be found in this southeastern part. I'm sorry, what? The German chocolate cake Wikipedia page? German chocolate cake is a layered chocolate cake filled and topped with coconut pecan frosting. Originated in the United States, it was named after English-American chocolate maker Samuel German? What? So it's not actually German. It's like French fries. The origins of French fries actually have been tracked back to Belgium. We can't keep getting away with this. Regional British accents, starting with the average Englishman, how you think they sound versus how they actually sound. The average Irishman, how you think they sound versus how they actually sound. The average Scotsman, how you think they sound versus how they actually sound. Finally, the average Welshman, how you think they sound versus how they actually sound. I think my favorite part about this entire meme is definitely the Irish part. They really do sound pretty fancy. Calm down, Neo. It's just a simulation of life in Bulgaria. Oh, thank God. I don't ever want to go back. Cyrillic was made by Russians, holds the average person. Meanwhile, in the background, oh no, Bulgaria. They never get enough credit for this. Sad Cyrillic noises. Prince William at 38 versus Dua Lipa's dad at 52. Oh man, he just got them good Balkan genes. Can her mom fight though? Someone trying to steal Dua Lipa's mom's man. Meanwhile, this hierarchy led by France, Switzerland, and Italy. Then there's Austria, Denmark, the UK, Spain, Germany, also Sweden, the Netherlands, Greece, Finland, and Portugal. They're down here looking at them. We're talking about the cheese lovers around the world. Finally talking about the cheese hierarchy. I never thought we'd get here. Their taste buds are just on another level. As an American, I never even realized cheese could be considered a delicacy. Although according to this ranking, it's really just led by the Italians. Nobody. Meanwhile, Americans, when asked to name a country in Europe, time to say the word Africa. My favorite Toto song. Why are we like this? Until I finally teach all Americans that Africa is not in fact a country, I'm just gonna be uploading forever. Like, I don't know what else to do. Israel, when is fake, walks in. By God! These two forces will definitely be against each other during World War III. Average Filipino talking about their country. We've got over patriotic versus hating own country. I have genetic disease called being Philip. What? Yeah, definitely choose the left side. Look at all these people and countries you got dubs over. Hanoi Pride. In another country and thought this was candy. Turns out it was actually just soap. Wait, what country has Mentos soap? And why would you make it this confusing? Yogurt and a strawberry? Cosmetic product. Is this in Portuguese? Inedible, no! Why not just make soap like this, but make it also edible? Why not? 57.4% of Argentina now lives in poverty. MFers sacrificed everything for that World Cup. And they're probably thinking, worth it. God made us enemies because he knew we would be unstoppable as lovers. Have to admit, an India-Chinese alliance probably would be unstoppable. I mean, that's almost 3 billion people right there, getting close to almost 50% of the entire globe. My feeling when I look outside every morning and I have to see Canada. This man's waiting for the day that we finally annex them up there. I don't know how many more days he can live like this. Freight trains in Europe versus freight trains in America. Wait, how far back is that thing going? Can't even see the end of it. It does suck when you have to sit here for like a literal 15 minutes for this massive train to go by. Is Puerto Rico, Quebec, speaks a different language than the rest of their country, dislikes the rest of their country, wants independence, only identifies as American or Canadian when beneficial to them, likes to complain about their oppression. Well, the difference is one speaks French and the other speaks Spanish. I feel like people from Quebec want their independence a lot more than Puerto Rico does. I thought Puerto Rico was a little bit more 50-50. Actually, I think they both might be a little 50-50. Be a peninsula, have a terribly hot climate, have a lot of old people, be one of the most important members of a large union, elect some of the most corrupt and right-wing politicians in said union, be Italy, meanwhile, pick unrelated. Ah, I see what you did there with this other peninsula. I think Florida is more like Italy than at least Quebec is like Puerto Rico. There's more similarities in that latter version. Yesterday, no! If we deliver Taurus, Germany will be considered a belligerent. Today, ground troops are on the table. Senile man. This is how the French leader is dealing with things in Russia, I guess. France's Macron says sending troops to Ukraine cannot be ruled out. Okay, let's maybe not depict him as Napoleon, though. You know, Napoleon didn't do that well in Russia. Iran sends Russia 400 highly accurate ballistic missiles. Give some missiles, asks Ukraine. That would escalate things, says NATO. Hey, Iran, you don't like America? Give missiles. Is 400 enough for the first batch? Uh-oh, NATO. Peter, have you any kind of idea what happens when a man falls into an open pit of lava? Because I do. See, they don't sink like one would in water. They hit the top like concrete because it's so dense, and then, on account of the intense heat, they pop like a balloon. Oh, into a white and red mist just like a balloon. This is a joke about how when Christopher Lee was playing as Saruman in The Lord of the Rings, he had to explain to Peter Jackson what it's actually like to take a knife in the back. Man had some World War II experience. I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo. LMAO, well it has, responds Gandalf. What are you gonna do about it, little bitch? Western presidents, I did so much for this country, you have to like me. Shut up, who cares? Versus Balkan presidents. I've drained the budget to build another airport. Again, they respond. Bit different of a diplomatic situation, that's for sure. Your unemployed Balkan friend at 1 p.m. Also, your employed Balkan friend at 1 p.m. Again, the Balkans just are superior, aren't they? Gonna be like this at 1 p.m. Thumbs up this video to send 1 Serbian to Gulag. Comment to send 2 Serbians to Gulag. What are you waiting for? Norway in different languages. Okay, I can pretty much make out the word Norway. France in different languages. For the most part, I can pretty much see France in all these words too. Meanwhile, Germany in different languages. What the frick happened here? How did Germany get named in so many different ways in all the different languages? Obviously in English we call Germany, Germany, but Germany calls themselves Deutschland. I don't even know where Sweden got that. Obviously Spain calls them Alemania. And all these, what? How did this happen? The only one that got remotely close is Japanese with Deutschu. At least it started with a D. And thank you to the patrons. Go to the link in the description down below to patreon.com to support me. JohnDenver, Jack Traven's annoying friend. I can't sleep without Drew's voice. Inquisitors, Henrik Hedlund, Fredrik Tibblin, Drew, it's your dad back with the DaBeautiful-MEGAN-Underwood, Carmel Amateur Archaeology, sebby, if you hear this, I love you, LuxembourgLover, Tambre, and ZaneyBoi.